Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on the Storm Collectibles Ultra Street Fighter 4 RYU. Now, I hear that this costume change is very divisive amongst many people who play the game. I skipped out on 4 and played 5, so I didn't really get a chance. So I did some research on this, but I remember him punching a hole in Ryu in like a manga, but I turned to find out that manga was not even canon. So it doesn't even matter what I think. I'm just so far behind on stuff. But me personally, I can't say I don't like the look because I actually do like the cosmetic change. It gives a nice little different look about Ryu. So that way you can really tell him apart from our regular Ryu that we have. This really tells a difference. Now, I really like the fact that art style wise, they really captured the look of Street Fighter 4 Ryu in this figure. We have our bushy eyebrows. We have the hair, the eye color change. I said hair. The hair does change as well too. It's soft but spiky, so you don't have to worry about hurting yourself. I do like the fact that their headband's always top notch and it's actually movable. I just put it to the side so like it's flowing. I really like the idea of that. Now, despite the cosmetic look that some people don't like, I like the torn gi. I also like the fact that, like I said, you can really tell a difference and it's not just a darker skin tone and a color costume change for this guy. So I really like the fact that they took it a little bit further. Now, articulation wise, we don't have too many issues like articulation wise. I do like the fact that you can automatically hit a T-pose. We have our butterfly joint that allows some movement forward. If you rotate that arm forward and go like this, obviously you get a little bit more range. We are double jointed, but because of muscle definition as usual, you won't get that far out. You'll just hit the 90 degree. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it does match the design style. I really wish you can get like that soft muscle tissue in there, but again, it works out the way it does. Articulation wise in the upper torso. Now, because our gi is there, it doesn't hinder any movement, but it will look a little floppy. But that's one of those things where you learn to deal with it because you're moving it around. So the more you move it around, the better it'll look. As far as our head sculpt, we can go up, we can go down, we can tilt left and right. And if your joint's super tight, you can add a little drop of silicone shock oil underneath here to loosen it up just a bit. As you can see, it looks wonky like this, but we have our under torso movement. So I don't know if it's gonna show well, but we have more movement underneath, as you can see right here, which you can wiggle left and right. You can wiggle a little bit forward and backwards too. That gives you a lot more room. So as you can see here, we actually don't lose any articulation because of the soft plastic. We can actually kick upward. And as far as going outward, we actually get a really nice distance. Then we do have thigh swivel as well. And you are double jointed. It actually looks really good here. You only get about 70 degrees rotation, but it's better than just getting a solid 90, right? We can go backwards. We can go a little forward. We have some toe pivot. We can actually rotate inward. So when you do any outward kicks or anything like that, you can actually rotate that foot around, as you can see here, getting that wiggle room. So let's actually, just like we did with Kung Lao, let's see about our kicking pose. And yeah, I like the fact that you actually get some solid posing out of Ryu. Oh, I'm sorry, evil Ryu, I should say. So let's see about balancing, because he should be able to balance. Might take a little bit of extra work because we are barefoot. And I don't know if you guys know, but your feet aren't necessarily flat. But yeah, I like the fact that we can really hit some poses here. So that means some martial arts poses are not out of the window with this guy. And neither are, like with Kung Lao, some other really good poses. Now, let's talk about what he comes with as we get Ryu set up in some nice Ryu poses. Now, first thing I want to do is, I know I talked about the headband earlier. You do get an alternate headband that kind of pokes outward, which means when you are doing certain poses, depending on what you want to kind of achieve, you get your regular sit and flat one and you get your flowing outward one. So you, just like the other one, you can actually get a nice bit of movement. And if that's not enough, you also are giving extras. I really like the fact that this is included because there are tons of people like me who sometimes will drop something and not know it and will lose it forever. So throwing in these extras, I really do appreciate it. That actually comes inside the packaging. Then you'll get alternate sculpts. So here we have our grit teeth sculpt, right? And I just want to show the combination with that outward. Oop. See? sits outward as opposed to going down flush. This grit teeth one actually is really, really solid. And then we have our yelling sculpt. This one looks even, just as good, if not better. So you actually get some really nice like poses and you get a lot of emotion evicted out of this, and I really like that. Now, next up, we're gonna talk about our hands. So you'll get some open action hands, right? You'll get some gripping hands. These won't necessarily hold things, but you can use them to pretty much look cool doing stuff. You already saw your fist. I like the fact that the glove's a little scarred as well too. And then you have your Metsu Hadouken hands. Pretty solid. I like the fact that the glove's a different color too. Then you will get a really big and nice Metsu Hadouken. This looks phenomenal. I love the color on this. Honestly, I really like this. I know we were shown this ages ago, but I don't know if you guys know, but when you see this in person, this will look a ton better in person. It looks so good. You see the port here for the stand, because you will get a stand for it as well. But yeah, I really like this Metsu Hadouken. Then, last but not least, you will get some flaming effects, kind of like giving off an aura for him. So let's go over that and talk about those. So I'm gonna stand him up, put his arms down, right? And we've seen this in all the promo shots, so I'm not gonna do it any greater justice until like, I guess my photos, which will show whatever difference, whether it's lighting or not. So we have this really nice effect here that goes over the chest. You can just lift the arm up, put it around this way. This, I'm just simplifying it here, but this sits right over and flies right down over the chest. This is where that outward band could come in handy if you wanted to. But this one kind of wraps around him right here at the torso and sits along where it's ripped, so you get that nice energy flow. And I really like the way that looks. Then you will get, got them mixed up. Here are our ones for our arms. I recommend you take the fist off and slide them up. Then you will do the legs, because these will sit right above the glove, looking real cool aura-wise. And then we have our leg ones. These ones can slip right through, right on here. And where's my other one? There we go. Like I said, I love the idea of this. It doesn't seem like much, but it's one of those things that really kind of dedicate to the look of him. And I just like the way it looks here. It really does have a nice vibe. It sets off him something different than the other ones. But that covers just about everything. So what I am going to do is we're going to jump into size comparison with some other Storm stuff. Because like I said, we already know that the Storm stuff is bigger, like I said with the Kung Lao video. So we're going to compare it to other Storm stuff just to see how he stacks up with other Storm stuff, whether it's in Street Fighter continuity or mixing it up like with Street Fighter versus Tekken. So let's get to that. All right, guys, time for the size comparison. The first thing I want to do is I want to compare it to the Ultra Street Fighter 2 Evo Ryu. So we can see just kind of how far we've come in our line. Let me actually adjust that head back just a little bit. There we go. And you can just see just how far we come, like design-wise with him. We have our color palette swap versus our actual look of him. And I think it's pretty cool that it's kind of evolved over time. So I just want to show that off. So let's remove our Evo Ryu. Next, we can talk about your main man, Sagat. I like the combination of these two guys fighting. So here we are with one of our largest figures we have from Storm, which is Sagat, who can't even fit on my screen at this point. Here we are with Violent Ken. Again, so you have options on who you want to battle. And this makes me think of SNK versus Capcom. Oh, you know what? Crap. I'm going to get them in photos at the end. I forgot to add some SNK characters. I have to go and get them out of the storage of the addict. Here we are with E Honda. Then we have your main man, Shin Akuma, aka Shin Guki if you're in Japan. And I like that he is still a larger, more brooding figure. When I have these two battle, it's going to be fun. I'm telling you, man, I'm going to have a blast with these two. Now, we're going to take these guys away. Now we can compare. You saw him previously appear in the Kung Lao video, so Kung Lao also makes an appearance. So there you have that. Then we have Jin from Tekken. And I wanted to do these two because they actually fought in the SK, in the Tekken versus Street Fighter games. So that'll be a nice little fun comparison. Then we'll try stuff like Scorpion, popular media guys. Then we have Axel from Streets of Rage, which is always a bonus from one dude fighting in the street to an actual dude fighting in the street, right? And then if you want to try some larger characters, here is Injustice Ares. And then we have Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat. Oop, let's get that feet flat. Come on, buddy. There we go. But yeah. So as you can see here, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I like the look of it. Really a big fan of the Metsu Hadouken. But again, if you have a ton of Ryus and you don't know what you want, and you want to start somewhere, this may be a good try. Or if you want to continue collecting Shoto characters, this may also be for you. But in the meantime, I hope this has helped you. Thank you again for always watching. Thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for your continued support. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day, weekend, month, whatever it is. I hope you are well. So please, be good, do good. Drink your water, guys. Later. Bonus, because I didn't want to forget, here is Omega Rugal and Kyo Kusanagi up with Eva Ryu, because I want to get your SK vs. Capcom Chaos 2 Requiem, whatever it is title that you want to get it on, in case you want to mix and match. Bonus. So, thanks again, guys. Later.